to the excitement of the Six Nations. It's back to Pro 12 action, and back from injury are two of Ulster's young backline stars. Paddy Jackson and Stuart Olding return. Without them, Ulster won 4 games in a row. They beat Treviso twice, Edinburgh and the Scarlets. But the run ended with a disappointing defeat to the Dragons last time out.
Good stuff by the Dragons. This is the try. What a finish by the Dragons.
And there's more Welsh opposition tonight as Cardiff come to Belfast. With a name you'll recognise in their starting lineup, does Anscombe sound familiar? Gareth, the son of Ulster's former coach Mark Anscombe, plays for the Blues. But the big news for Ulster is the return of this man, Chris Henry, smiling, and why not? He's in the squad for the first time since suffering a mini stroke earlier this season. Well, it's a pretty amazing and a very unexpected return for one of Ulster's big name players. Chris Henry on the bench for round 18 of the Guinness Pro 12. Joining me this evening, former Irish international Maurice Field, and in the Ulster Rugby Live studio for the very first time, delighted to say an injured Andrew Trimble is with us, but we're glad you are here. Great news about Chris Henry. How do you think he'll be feeling about this return tonight?
Yeah, he'll be unbelievably excited. He'll be nervous, I'm sure. He's been training very, very hard. I know I've been training with him and struggling to keep up with him a good bit of the time, but he's a massive favourite here at the Kingspan Stadium. He's a massive favourite in the dressing room, and everybody's excited to get him back.
And you're making good progress?
I'm getting there very slowly.
Well, we hope to see you back very soon. Maurice, 5 games left before the places are decided. There is absolutely no room for error at the minute for Ulster.
Absolutely none, and given by their own admission the disappointing performance against Gwent Dragons, they had an opportunity of going 5-5 over the Six Nations campaign, and they're bitterly disappointed. I said by the performance, but by the manner of it and their application. There was the lack of intensity, there was no accuracy, and there was no application. So they've actually piled pressure on themselves for this game, which is now a must-win match.
Ian Henderson, a Six Nations winner, included in the side this evening, which is a big, big boost for Ulster. What do you think, Andrew, the focus on this last-minute team talk will be for the team tonight?
Yeah, I think the boys, I'm sure at this stage, you know, that Dragons defeat is just going to be hanging over the guys a little bit. I think we're looking forward to getting back on the pitch and put things right. I think, you know, there's hear the cheer for Chris Henry, but I think it's a good opportunity for us to get back to the Kingspan and get the tempo up, get our physicality up, and just put aside like Cardiff to the sword.
And it's a big night for Paddy Jackson as well. He's just had 40 minutes of rugby for the Ravens before a big return tonight.
Yeah, big return for Paddy, but also having Stuart Olding beside him. We've now got a creative midfield again, something that Darren Cavan, and Craig Gilroy and Michael Allen can work off, and so hopefully that will put a bit of a show on for the public here.
Yeah, I mean, Ulster, Andrew, have a fantastic home record, and I'm sure that's something they'll be obviously trying to keep intact tonight.
Yeah, I think the atmosphere that we're sort of soaking in as we sit here speaking, that's the reason why we have that record, and that's how we're so effective at home. And we're talking about the likes of Stuart Olding, Paddy Jackson coming in. Irish rugby's on a high at the minute, and with Chris Henry back from injury, Ian Henderson back in the mix, I think it's a really exciting place to be.
Okay, Andrew Morris, thank you very much indeed. Time to join our commentary team, Tony McWhirter and Jim Neely.
Well, it's cold and it's dry, and there's a man who we're all delighted to see walking around, never mind playing rugby again, recovered from a bout of cancer just over a year ago. Matthew Rees, the Cardiff skipper, back here for the first time in ages. Just the 2 changes in the Cardiff forward pack from a few weeks ago against Connacht. Matthew Rees, as we mentioned, resumes the captaincy from the middle of the front row, and a man who's been in just about every single newspaper for all sorts of reasons, alongside him Adam Jones. Behind the scrum, just the 1 change. Lucas Amorosino, the Argentinian international, starts, and as Stephen quite rightly mentioned, there's a gentleman called Anscombe there. Gareth Anscombe, son of former Ulster coach Mark, starts his first game here in Belfast. 4 on the bounce, and then, well, the wheels came off, not to mix my metaphors, last time out in Newport against the Dragons. Darren Cave, who captained the side a few weeks ago, does so again this evening, his first time on home turf. And we were expecting him perhaps to come back straight in against Connacht, but he's probably going to get about 15 or 20 minutes tonight just to see if there's any rust there. No change in the Ulster forward pack, so the front row starts together for the fifth game in a row. Dan Toohey and Franco van der Merwe are still there, and Ian Henderson starts for the second game in a row for Ulster on the blind side of the flank. Paddy Jackson and Stuart Olding resume, and Louis Ludick also plays. We're going to have a minute's silence now in memory of a great man from Dungannon, a former patron of the club, Bobby Mills, an Ulster branch president, exactly 50 years ago, the 64-65 season, and he passed away last week, aged 100. Would not have missed a match at Ravenhill if at all possible. Well, a minute of silence for dear Bobby Mills, very respectfully observed, and a little shot of the Ulster committee box there, and right in the middle was another great Dungannon man, Andy Crawford, former Dungannon player and president of Ulster and president of the IRFU. This is the 33-year-old born in Galati in Romania. Marius Motrea referees out of Italy, out of the Treviso Society. This is his 38th competitive game, and having missed 5 games in the trot, it's welcome back to Ulster duty at senior level for Paddy Jackson alongside his fellow international Stuart Olding. So away we go. This is not going to be an easy task for an Ulster side hoping to find their form again, because apart from Toulon, who came here with 15 internationals, and Glasgow, who came with 13 in their starting lineup, this is the strongest visiting side Ulster have faced this season. Darren Cave, the captain, as ever willing to take it forward. Pienaar to Jackson and Olding. 3 crucial men in the middle of the park. Oh, great strength by Stuart Olding, and managed to keep the ball in play. Nicely done, Pienaar. Franco van der Merwe, good sidestep by the Springbok international. Pienaar, another one on the narrow side. Louis Ludick, late cry-off against the Dragons 3 weeks ago. Busy start by the home side, Callum Black. Almost up to the 22 of the visitors. Jackson. Nick Williams. Ball went backward. This is Rob Herring. No real chance to show that acceleration of his. Lou Reed threatening to clamber all over Ruan Pienaar. Here goes Williams again. Good offload. Callum Black taken down by Adam Jones, who's London born next season. Again set up by Cave. Jackson, sweet little offload. Van der Merwe does well. Pienaar keeps it in. Well, it's all Ulster now. A minute and a half, and they've kept the ball. Still they keep it. Dan Toohey. That's given the crowd something to cheer about. Jackson. Soft. Michael Allen has come right in from his left wing. Still with the men in white. Pienaar again. Williams. Off to Henderson. Good hands by the Ulster back row forwards. Pienaar again. Direct run by Vian Herbst. Cardiff defence looking pretty good. Pienaar gets himself into trouble. Nearly gets himself out. Not much room there. Louis Ludick. I thought I heard Mr. Motrea saying there was advantage being played.
Still advantage white.
Still advantage to Ulster. Nicely taken. Toohey gets it to Herbst. Did have the men there. Michael Allen out in the right wing screaming for it. Jackson. Very close to getting through. Pienaar inside to Darren Cave yet again. That's the 3rd time he's taken the ball and gone to ground. Dan Toohey yet again. What a start by the home side. Pienaar. I think that advantage may well have gone now. They've played about 3 phases. Pienaar again. Jackson, surely this time. Wide to Gilroy. Can he get in? Oh, yes, he can. And Gilroy, the Pro 12's top try scorer, gets try number 9 for the season. And what a beginning for this Ulster side.
Evening, Jamie, giving everybody scintillating team score from Ulster. 3 minutes of unabated pressure. Offloads, ball in hand, quick rucking, clean ball for Pienaar 9. Good concentration, going through the motions, and Craig Gilroy scampering in at the corner, increasing his try tally once again. Fantastic start.
Well, Jackson's pass was sublime, and Gilroy's finishing as ever left the Argentinian Lucas Amorosino struggling in his wake. What a finish by Gilroy. He is on fire this season.
Very much so, and full of running and full of scores already. A couple of changes coming by the looks of things straight away.
Yeah, Rory Scholes looks like he's coming on straight away, and the Cardiff centre Corey Allen seems to have gone off.
We'll wait for that. Thank you.
Well, we'll just I think Rory Scholes is on for Stuart Olding, and Olding is down on the ground. I think that was from that early contact. What an unfortunate season he's having. But for the second or two, we'll concentrate on Ruan Pienaar. That needs to come in. Oh, it has come in. Good kick by Ruan Pienaar, following the excellent try by Craig Gilroy, but that's come at a bit of a price because Stuart Olding is down injured. Well, we're getting another look at the try, and Jackson's pass was beautifully delivered, and Amorosino caught well out of position and nothing he could do. Now here's Olding, and it was Corey Allen. The two of them collided, and down went Olding, and he's landed awkwardly. Oh, that's his knee. That might well be the knee that kept him out of rugby for the best part of the season. And that is very, very unfortunate for Ulster and for Stuart Olding. And straight away, Michael Webb is there, and Gareth Robinson, the Ulster physio, and they've got that leg completely immobilised. And dear me, Tony, we hardly got time to say welcome back Stuart Olding, and it's adieu Stuart Olding.
Well, there's just a look of desperation in his face there, a gentle shake of the head, and unfortunately that looks like quite a severe lower limb injury. And it looked quite innocuous to tackle as well, and as you said, he spent so much of this season out of the side and struggling with injury to get back into it, and whenever he has been fit, he's been quite clearly a first choice player, and towards the end of the season you need all your first choice players available.
Well, that is very, very unfortunate for Stuart Olding, who's played so little rugby this season.
But a great start from Ulster, Jim, in terms of offloading, accuracy at ruck time, ball carrier, good presentation, ball nicely in the plate for Pienaar, and using full width to the pitch. And Cardiff defence didn't really know where to look at the end. Almost a case of the overlap came, and as you say, great pass from Jackson off his left hand. Gilroy really just all he had to do was to skirt round the outside defender and go in, but well deserved. 3 minutes of just beautiful rugby.
Well, Stuart Olding, like Paddy Jackson, was desperately keen to get back to playing again, and he certainly didn't think that his return to rugby was going to last about a minute and a half. That is very, very unfortunate. Well, he did a good bit of handing off. Now, Corey Allen came after him. He had him by the back of the jersey. There was nothing much wrong with that. Oh, dear, that just makes me wince looking at it. His right leg was completely out of position, and he's jammed down on it. I just hope it's not too serious. Obviously, they're not taking any chances, and they have that leg completely strapped up, and off they'll go, and we'll know more about that a little bit later on, I'm quite sure. Any news, needless to say, we will bring it to you. So Rory Scholes is on for Stuart Olding. The Ulster backline will have to do a bit of readjusting. Likewise, Tom Isaacs, who normally plays in the wing, is on for the Cardiff Blues. And the medical team have indicated that Stuart Olding is off the field, so they can actually resume the game. Just a little mention to a young man who hasn't been all that terribly well. Alex Corr, who plays mini rugby in Ballyclare, is in the Royal Victoria Hospital following an operation, but no doubt he'll be watching this, so Alex, this will cheer you up. Not the sight of Stuart Olding going off, but Ulster's start. Get well soon from everybody. That hasn't gone 10 metres. And Ulster will be offered the option of receiving the kick again or taking the scrum. And they've gone for the scrum. We're going to have the first scrum of the evening. So Rory Scholes has moved out to the left wing, and Michael Allen, who's pretty well used to playing at outside centre, will probably move into outside centre, and he and Darren Cave may well alternate.
Yeah, Michael Allen, no stranger to the centre, plenty of power, plenty of pace, and again he'll be looking to show the coaching staff tonight He has that versatility and adaptability to play just about anywhere.
There's Tom Isaacs, didn't expect to be on just as soon as this, and he's moved into the centre. Cardiff just a pound a man, or a couple of pounds a man heavier. Sure, it's only a box of chocolates. Down they go on this, the Cardiff loose head side. Well, for Stuart Olding.
Make sure you're well balanced with your
Every
feet
sympathy with the young man whose career seems to be blighted by a series of injuries. And Cunningham just contemplating everything. Neil Duggar issuing instructions as always. On the Cardiff Leasehead side is Sam Hobbs, who's a big unit at 6'4", nearly 20 stones, against Ian Herbst, who's no featherweight either. Good solid looking Ulster scrummage there on their own put in. Williams, Pienaar, good switch. Jackson moves it wide now. Little chip kick through. This could bounce handy for Allen. Oh, that was a genuine chance there. That really was a chance. Had he caught that, Ulster were in for the second try. Referee seems to have the hand out. All the pressure coming once again, and it was just knocked forward by Michael Allen. Was that a chance, Tony?
Definitely a chance, Jim. Very, very solid looking Ulster scrum against the likes of Matthew Rees and Adam Jones in there.
Time off.
The flick, Pienaar then going down the blind side, and Michael Allen just overrunning that, unfortunately, but such is the vagary of a rugby ball shape.
Well, the laws of physics in the shape of a rugby ball, sometimes the two of them never work out. Well, it was nicely done. Clever little chip kick through by Darren Cave. Oh, it just kicked away from him. He certainly was keeping his eye on it all the way through. And in all of that, there's been an injury to the Cardiff fullback, the very talented Rhys Patchell, who's the joint top point scorer in the league so far this season with 117, capped a couple of times from Wales, for Wales. Patchell just coming across there, and again it looked very innocuous. He was doing a bit of Nick Williams came clattering in there. I don't think there was anything wrong with that, but you just never know. Nick Williams has a wee bit of form in that respect.
Yes.
But Rhys Patchell is down, and this would be very unfortunate for the Cardiff Blues. Gareth Davis is one of the only replacement backs they have left. Likewise, Tavis Noyle, who's really a scrum half. So what are Cardiff going to do here? Well, an extraordinary start by Ulster. The opening try, well taken by Craig Gilroy. As Gareth Davis is coming on, now 31 years of age, originally from Caerphilly. So Patchell is down, and at this stage I don't think he's too badly injured. I think he's got a bit of a thump there, maybe just jarred his neck. I certainly hope it's not too serious. Have you ever seen a start like this, Tony?
Oh, it's extraordinary, isn't it? 3 changes inside the first 6 minutes, and really Ulster then lose all that impetus that they've actually managed to start off with. And you know, for Glasgow, obviously very upsetting as well. We see Nick Williams just coming in here. Just you'd like to say there's nothing in it, but
I'm not sure.
You know,
I'm not sure.
You have to question whether there's any need. The head quite clearly is there. Is there any need to make contact with the head? And it's the way the forearm is lowered as well. You could quite easily have missed his head there for my money. You'd have to say there's maybe a little bit more intent there than Nick Williams would like to admit to.
Well, the referee's attention has been called to it. I have a feeling Nick Williams is going to find himself severely censured here. It's going to be certainly at the best a yellow card. He's gone upstairs to the TMO, who's Alan Logan.
Okay.
And he may well have to ask for a little look at it himself, and then he may make the decision.
Can you
if it was intentional, then it's going to be a red card. If it was accidental, well, at the very best for Ulster, it's going to be a penalty. Could well be a yellow card. Well, there's Rory Best there. This is it again. What do you think, Tony? The more you see it, the more you think that was naughty. In fact, deliberate.
For me, Patchell's making good effort to try and obviously get some impetus for Cardiff, drive it through. His head's quite clearly exposed at the side of that. Nick Williams has seen that from a long way out, and for me, to quite easily have avoided the head. Clear and simple.
He connected his elbow to the head.
Well, I heard the word elbow used. I don't think it was the elbow connected with the head. It was his forearm.
Okay. So from what I can see from the screen, it's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card, says Marius Maitreya. I think Nick Williams will be delighted to get away with that.
It's a yellow card.
Yellow card.
To
number 8.
Number 8 white.
Yeah.
Wow, he's a very lucky boy, Nick Williams.
He's very lucky, Jim, and given in the world that we live in this game now, where there's cameras everywhere, you have a fourth official, plus you have a man watching it on television who picks up these sort of things, can then revert back to the referee and inform him of what's happened. You should know better.
Well, I would say, while he's going to serve the 10 minutes in the bin, Nick Williams will be wondering what's going to happen, because this may well be referred to the sighting commissioner, who's Eddie Wigglesworth.
Careful.
And they may have a good look at that again.
Enter the breakdown, so it's dangerous, so it's a yellow card.
So Nick Williams is going to go to the bin for 10 minutes.
He must be careful.
For many years, Ulster were right at the top of what they call the Specsavers Fair Play League. And they're very much at the bottom, and that's not going to help. They've had 2 red cards. This is now the 7th yellow card. And they've had 2 sightings upheld. And Rhys Patchell is going to be leaving on a stretcher as well. What an extraordinary start to this game.
Yeah, well, I think we spent more time talking about it than actually watching the rugby as well. It's just been extraordinary. 3 injuries, 3 quite serious injuries looking as well. I don't see any way that Rhys Patchell's going to be taking the pitch again this evening. He's having the shirt taken off him and again put in the stretcher. One hopes it's innocuous and it's purely from a safety point of view, but it does look quite bad.
Well, his head was completely unprotected, and I guess you've got to weigh up whether or not Nick Williams did that deliberately or was just over careless. Was he looking at the head when he went in? Was the head there? Was there intent to hurt or to damage? This may well be adjourned for another day, and they've got a neck brace on Rhys Patchell straight away, and that doesn't look good at all.
No, it doesn't. But there's another big match going on tonight, Jim, down in Dublin with Glasgow against Leinster, which is another top of the table clash, which would go a long way to sorting out the top 4 at the end of the season.
Sorry? On 8 white.
Well, Glasgow brought back so many of the players who were in international action last weekend. Leinster didn't, and it's paying off, because top of the table Glasgow are leading Leinster by 10 points to 0.
And I think that's something that sat quite uncomfortably with Matt O'Connor, the Leinster coach, as well, in terms of, I think he actually went and asked for dispensation to bring guys back and was turned down.
On the right, the familiar figure of Dale McIntosh, former Cardiff player. New Zealander, took over from his fellow countryman Mark Hammett. Dan Toohey has taken the headgear off for some reason. But it's been a difficult old season for Cardiff Blues. There's men coming in and there's men leaving. Talk about Jamie Roberts coming back, but the big money talks in London, it seems, and he may well be destined for Harlequins, just like Adam Jones, who's had a very short tenure, it would seem, with the Cardiff Blues, having played almost 200 games for the Ospreys.
Yeah, he's been a fine servant of Welsh rugby, and from his point of view, he doesn't do the Welsh Rugby Union, the WRU, anything anymore. Conor O'Shea's had the common sense with the World Cup coming up next year to go out and strengthen his front row reserves, and as a squad player, maybe not someone who'll play every minute of every game, Jim, but you could do a lot worse than have a look at Adam Jones to tighten down the tight head or the right hand side of that scrimmage for your side.
Well, I'm glad to say that the days are long gone when a chap ran on with a bucket and a bit of an old sponge and spat in the sponge and applied it to the back of the neck. Things are taken very, very seriously. I'm very pleased to say, irrespective of how the injury seems to be. There's the man who's scored his 9th league try this season to keep him top of that particular table. Ruan Pienaar delayed the pass beautifully, but look at that wonderful effort off the left hand by Paddy Jackson, and a strong finish by Craig Gilroy, brushing aside the challenge of the Argentinian Lucas Amorosino, who's deputising for his injured colleague Joachim Tukale.
Yeah, we saw Amorosino shooting very early there. Jackson had the foresight to look up and read that and then plant the overhead pass. That missed pass cutting out 2 or 3 Ulster players inside him. And whenever you give Gilroy a sniff of the line from that distance and show him the outside as well, invariably there's only one result, and that's Gilroy touching down for 5 points.
Well, it was very unfortunate to see Stuart Olding leave the field, but at least we knew exactly what was wrong with him, and it looked like a nasty knee injury. It could well just be very badly jarred, but it looks as if there may be ligamental damage. What is wrong with Reece Paschal? Well, we simply don't know. They're not taking any chances. They've got him absolutely well wrapped up. There's big Jack Cuthbert in the middle there looking on.
But as difficult as for the rest of the players, Jim, we've had 5 or 6 minutes. The air temperature is dropping quite considerably. It is cold. And guys now start to get cold again. The muscles get tight after that vigorous warm-up and stretching, and obviously to some degree and purpose as well, your concentration is going to have dropped slightly at the same time.
It must be a worrying time too for the Cardiff skipper Matthew Rees, who went through all that trauma a year or so ago. Cancer operation to correct some testicular cancer. I'm glad you've got that little furry hood on, my dear, because it's not very warm at all. Looking very fetching in your purple. Still, Reece Paschal remains on the deck. Ravenhill pitch not looking too bad at all. Well, he's put a little top on just to keep himself warm with Matthew Rees. Now 34 years of age, a British and Irish Lion. In 2009, he played in all 3 tests. Member of the World Cup team in 2007. 120 games for the Scarlets before he threw in his lot with the Cardiff Blues. Back as captain, having missed the Connacht game 3 weeks ago. So, sorry to report that for the second time this evening, a player is leaving the playing paddock on the stretcher and will be taken off, and needless to say, will be taken, I'm pretty sure, straight to hospital, where he'll be examined. And I can assure Reece Paschal and his family that he'll be in very good hands here in Belfast. Gareth Anscombe just coming over and having a word with his new Cardiff colleague.
The chance now for Cardiff to restart this game with the numerical advantage as well, and from their point of view, they'll be hoping to make it count.
So after all that, the game will resume. Still under 7 minutes played. Ulster leading by 7 points to 0. Stuart Olding off for Ulster, Reece Paschal off for Cardiff, Nick Williams in the bin for Ulster for 10 minutes for a tackle that may well be revisited some stage down the line. Cardiff still inside their own half. That's nicely done. Lloyd Williams gets it away to Anscombe. Little flat ball in the middle of the park. It was Jack Cuthbert who came in trying to set something up. This is big Lou Reed. Lloyd Williams, son of the former Welshman Lions scrum half Brynmore Williams, got as many caps for the Lions in tests as he did for Wales, 3 of each. This is Lloyd Williams, the little boy. Well taken by Ludick. Good strong run by Louis Ludick, playing his 20th game. Pienaar spun a wee bit of pace. Gilroy legging it. Clever kick by Ruan Pienaar.
Reads the game so well, doesn't he? Knew exactly what was coming there. Cardiff with the high up and under, with the winger chasing. Pienaar automatically knows there's no one there. It's good catch and feet by Ludick, and then Pienaar feeding the ball back down into the Cardiff half.
Well, Cardiff taking their time about the throw, and there's been a bit of a confab. Big Sam Hobbs passing on the message to his skipper and hooker Matthew Rees. Taken well by the New Zealander Hoeata. Josh Navidi gets up to the 22. Lloyd Williams. Pretty good contact. Well covered though by Gilroy. Into a wee bit of space. Well gathered in though by Lloyd Williams. Good angle. Chased by Henderson. Cleverly done by Cardiff. Kept in field. Matthew Rees, the captain. Tackled by Tui and Van der Merwe. Williams, Josh Navidi. Gareth Anscombe, lovely pass by the outside half. Well away by Amorosino. Ulster's defence getting across well. That was the skipper, Darren Cave. Lloyd Williams. Anscombe again. What a tackle that was. Still there with Cardiff, though. Anscombe. Gilroy up quickly. Cardiff still inside their own 10-metre line. Jack Cuthbert. Pretty cross that he was dropped from the Six Nations starting 15, and that's a clever kick. Bounces kind for Louis Ludovic. Well, there was very little in the way of angle there for Louis Ludovic, and what a clever kick that was. Yeah, off the outside of the foot.
He's done it nicely, but great intent from Cardiff, and someone's been very much aware since they've changed that coaching structure. They've maybe lost the rigidity of Mark Hammett. There's a bit more of an open play about their game, trying to keep the ball in play. A nice flick between the legs, and again, it bodes well for a nice open game of rugby.
Josh Turnbull with the tattoos. Taken in by Hoyata. It's a good drive by the 8-man Cardiff pack against the 7-man Ulster pack. Trying to maybe squeeze a penalty out of the referee if they can. Ulster need to get back and defend this. Cardiff have made some 15 pretty decent metres, and they are going to get the penalty. Ulster going in from the side. Well, he's playing advantage now. Anscombe into a little bit of space. Pienaar covers. They'll come back for the penalty, though.
Number 2.
Rob Herring, the man who was penalised for coming in from the side. And I'm sure Cardiff will go for these points.
Yeah, and that's something Alan Clark won't be particularly happy about. Great setup from Cardiff, technically very, very good, but also don't commit enough men initially in terms of trying to stop the drive. And once you get the gas on and you eke your way forward, referees are looking to give away penalties if you try to stop that at all, but it's great control.
There's Chris Henry. It'll be a wee while before we see him come on, but in the meantime, Gareth Anscombe has kicked the ball into touch for a line out to Cardiff, so they decided not to go for the penalty. Cardiff still a bit to go if they're going to qualify in the top 6 and therefore get into the European Champions Cup next year. Rees into the full 7-man line out. Very nearly stolen by Ulster. Lloyd Williams. Amorosino. Snaffled by Rob Herring and Callum Black. Slow ball. Back on the Ulster side. Well picked up by Vian Hurst. Just puts that bull-like head of his down and has made a decent bit of ground. Well cleared out by Ulster. Adam Jones trying to put pressure on Pienaar. Ellis Jenkins leaves it for Gareth Davis. Now here's Cuthbert. Wasn't held in the tackle. Good appreciation of the laws of the game. This is Josh Turnbull. Toohey slowed him down. Lloyd Williams. Lou Reed. Gilroy just hesitated a wee bit there, and Amorosino's made no ground. Gilroy has him around the neck. Needs to watch. Williams getting a little bit feisty in there, taken on by big Sam Hobbs. Cardiff make a few precious metres. Lou Reed gets up to halfway. Williams. Anscombe. Good closing down by Michael Allen. Cardiff losing ground. Great bit of tackling there by Ulster. And Ian Henderson. Penalty against Cardiff. Well, Ulster really squeezing the life out of Cardiff when the opposition have the ball.
Yeah, it's all enveloping, and it's Michael Allen and Darren Cave and the hard press at outside centre, shutting down the options. And then you get that Herring scurrying defence from Ulster inside. We see the offload here, and it's Henderson hunting for the ball, picks his man, puts him to the ground, and Darren Cave straight in over the ball on his feet. Pretty clear-cut decision for the referee to make there.
Good covering by Ian Henderson. Got 50-odd minutes last time out against the Dragons. I'm sure his mind was probably on the Six Nations. Well, still well inside the first quarter of this game. The loss of the unfortunate Rhys Patchell. Cardiff have lost their main goal kicker. But if there are any kicks at goal to be taken, it'll be Gareth Anscombe's responsibility. But Pienaar, who is past the 500 mark in the league, has got underneath that. It needs to come in. What a great kick by Pienaar. That's a belter. So 2 out of 2 for Ruan Pienaar, and Ulster with still less than 50 minutes played, 10-0 up.
Plenty of adventure from Cardiff, but maybe just lacking a little bit of direction, losing Corey Allen so early at centre. Playing with a lot of width, but perhaps need to straighten and try and set a few targets in midfield for their forwards to get there.
Glasgow still 10-0 up against Leinster in Dublin. That's gone straight to Rory Scholes, playing his 8th league game as a replacement. Pienaar puts snow on that one. Navidi covers back, and Navidi has knocked it into touch, and that should be an Ulster line-out.
Another fantastic ball kick from Ruan Pienaar. The hang time on that was quite incredible. And Josh Navidi, he's been one of Cardiff's standout players this year, just unable to come up with the goods. But saying that, I think Ian Henderson would have bundled him into touch quite easily if he had made the catch.
Well, Henderson was stalking him, wasn't he? Rob Herring. Great take by Henderson. Pienaar, now Jackson. Cave. No way through. Well tackled by Ellis Jenkins, who got out in the middle of the park. Pienaar again. Through to Louis Ludwig. That's gone loose. Flipped back by Adam Jones. Wee chance here. Gavin Evans. Some of the Cardiff players losing their footing. Taken on by Rees, the captain. Well defended by Ulster. Ellis Jenkins again. Lou Reed. This is better stuff from Cardiff. Anscombe with a bit of room. With Davis, Jack Cuthbert. Just a wee glimpse of what a threat Jack Cuthbert can be when he gets the ball in those big paws of his. This is Anscombe again, trying to set something up. Gone loose. Chance for Ulster. Herbst gets it wide. Allen and Jackson and Gilroy looping round, but that's not a bad kick by Mike Allen. Amorosino going back. Oh, he's dithering. Jackson gets him. Back to Davis. Well, the crowd are enjoying this.
They are. Nice kick from Michael Allen and a good chase as well. And perhaps Paddy Jackson and Craig Gilroy could have done slightly more to cut down Amorosino, but he read it well and managed to buy Cardiff some time so they could clear their lines.
Nick Williams has served his time in the bin, and crucially, Ulster did not concede a single point. Cardiff decided to spurn the chance of a kick at goal to go for something more significant, and they didn't make it. So Ulster back to 15 players and leading by 10 points to 0. Still inside the first quarter. We played well, it was about 7 or 8 or 9 minutes for the injuries to both Olding and Patchell.
And already we've seen Ian Henderson's influence coming to bear, Jim, in this game. His athletic ability to get round the park, but with the last line out, having that ability of having a third line out jumper with playing such a big man on the blind side of the flank increases your options massively.
Well, Lou Reed was a man who played 101 games for the Scarlets before signing up for Cardiff. Got his first Wales cap against Scotland the way back in 2012. Herring throws, taken by Van der Merwe. Round come Cardiff, nothing wrong with that. Nick Williams adds a considerable bulk to it. Ulster driving forward, that's good Cardiff defence. Ulster still moving. Here they go again, this is a good rumble from the Ulster forwards. Away bursts Herring. Tackled by Navidi. Pienaar. Jackson, lovely pass. Cave. Still there for the men in white. Jackson again. Louis Ludwig does well. Gets it away and he's got over the line. Strong enough and determined enough. And Louis Ludwig gets his second league try. And Ulster get their second of the evening. How did he get through those black and blue jerseys?
I think it's a little bit of a dodging car incident with Rory Scholes applying the boost from behind. But again, Louis Ludwig, superb line off a great pass from Paddy Jackson. Here's the reset. It's Cave who throws the dummy. The quick recycle. Ball from Pinar. Jackson. There's Ludic held up. The Scholes just gives him that dunk to knock him over the line. And again, carrying the ball in two hands, able to touch the ball down.
Great strength from Louis Ludic. Not the biggest man, but a bit like Jared Payne. There's a lot of fibre and muscle in there. And a great lot of determination. He really had to go for that. Nearly had his scalp pulled off there at one stage. Oh, he took that well. Well, it's not lacking in excitement for all sorts of reasons, this game. Didn't quite make it. Louis Ludic's the score of the second Ulster try, just coming up to the end of the first quarter, and Ulster leading by 15 points to 0.
Ulster have looked very clinical, Jim, with ball in hand. Paddy Jackson looks as if hasn't been out of the game for days, never mind for weeks, and throwing the ball about with aplomb.
Well, a lot of very tough games to come in a couple of weeks' time. Ulster are in Galway to face a Connacht side, are having a pretty decent season, then at home to Leinster, and then at home to Munster, and then away to the current leaders, Glasgow at Scotstoun. And that's going to be a trip and a half. Pinar gives it plenty of air. Josh Navidi, Cardiff's number 8. Slowed down and then tackled. Leinster have come back against Glasgow. It's Leinster 7, Glasgow 10 in Dublin. Miscue there by Paddy Jackson, and all the way back goes Louis Ludic. He set it up nicely. Pinar knows that he hasn't got an outside half, so he'll have to kick the ball himself, and he does that pretty well. What a good kick by Pinar. Referee says you've got to come back. Now, did Cuthbert catch that and step into touch? Indeed he did.
Yeah, I think it might have been Gareth Anscombe, and
I do beg your pardon.
I think the crowd letting him know that his feet were in touch as well, but again, a fantastic
it was indeed,
from Rian Pinar.
He gathered and he put a little dinky toe in touch. That was very unfortunate by the son of Ulster's coach. Didn't endear himself to one or two people by some comments he made about the decision to dispense with his father's services.
Please don't close the gap. Move. Move.
21 minutes gone, 15-0 to Ulster. This is Rob Herring. That didn't look straight. Referee happy enough. Cave had to stretch. Back inside to Scholes, who does well. Quickly away, Franco van der Merwe into Ellis Jenkins. Pinar, Jackson. Good pass, Allen. Still there, here comes Williams again. Well, Jackson's putting a lot of width in this ball. Callum Black did well to get across the halfway line. Now Pinar, Jackson, Cave, Dan Tui, Clive Ross, nicely presented. Jackson again, Henderson, tackled by Adam Jones. Crowd complaining about something, but the referee's happy. Pinar charged on. Stolen by Cardiff. Ulster doing their best, and they've regained it. Jackson, Nick Williams needs to hold on to it until the cavalry arrive. Referee's called a maul, so if he blows his whistle, it's going to be a Cardiff scrum, and he does, and it is. Williams couldn't get to ground quickly enough. Good defending by Cardiff.
Very good defending, and again, Josh Navidi very much to the fore. Quite clear that Ulster looking to target and use Williams in that midfield, and Cardiff are happy. One low, one high. You see Navidi going high, wrapping up, getting hands on the ball and staying on his feet, and quite clearly a maul, and Marius Maitreya happy to give the scrum to Cardiff.
Yeah. Good tackle by Adam Jones on Ian Henderson.
Seconds.
It's the first put into the scrum that Cardiff have had, but I think they've only had a couple of scrums so far.
Yeah, this will be interesting because Ulster really fancy the scrum and they like to target the opposition as well. And then Matthew Rees and Adam Jones specifically in the tight head side for Cardiff. Callum Black's got a big number to do tonight on him.
Oh, it's been pinched. What a good bit of scrummaging there by Ulster's tight head, Vian Hurst. Pienaar has put just the right amount of weight on that, and here comes Michael Allen. Oh, he's nicked it on. Crowd claiming obstruction, but I don't think so. Michael Allen incandescent, but he did wonderfully well to get the toe to it. It was a clever piece of play by Michael Allen.
Such an inviting kick by Rian Pienaar, but going back to the scrum, Rob Herring taking one against the head with a strike as well. Fantastic play by the hooker.
Well, was there a case there? I'm not sure. The referee's going upstairs. That's interesting. He might well think there might have been an obstruction.
Yes, Rogan.
A friendly hand in the pocket, shall we describe it as?
Yes.
As the player is running in, the Cardiff Blues player pulls at his shorts slowly.
Okay, so we're checking for a holding back without the ball.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Well, Alan Rogan, the TMO, is saying that there was a tug on the shorts by a Cardiff Blues player, which caused Michael Allen to throw his hands in the air. Now, let me see this again. Was it going to be enough to prevent the try from being scored? It certainly is an offence. I'm not sure that, well, for Cardiff, the worst case scenario would be that the referee gives a penalty try against them. There was definitely a little bit of tugging there. There's no question about that by Cuthbert.
Alex Cuthbert just having a pull at the tries, absolutely shorts, but whether there's much in that, Jim, is debatable.
The white player pushed initially the blue player, which then hold the white player back. So I'll stay with the 22. If it's
Michael Allen did a bit of pushing to start with,
okay, that's fine.
and there was a bit of retaliatory pulling by Cuthbert, so the referee is going to go with the 22.
Captain, please.
Darren Cave's going to be called over, likewise Matthew Rees.
With the 22 drop out, your player went and pushed the blue player initially.
Well, if you're watching this at home, I'm sure you're glad you haven't gone to make a cup of tea, because you never know what you're going to miss.
Nothing happened, okay?
Going on.
22.
22 drop out. Well, the crowd don't agree with that, needless to say. There's a couple of serious Ulster faces there saying, Yabu referee, go back to Italy. He will, of course. Gareth Anscombe, former outside half for the New Zealand Junior World Cup winning squad. Craig Gilroy. Jackson, beautiful pass. Unfortunately, Vian Herbst couldn't gather in, and the advantage now to the Cardiff Blues. Herring has been tackling his socks off, as he has done all season. Jack Cuthbert getting no change out of Clive Ross, but he's got away. Here goes Cuthbert. Well, Cuthbert's got away from everybody. What a wonderful run by the big fella. Back comes Herring, covering. Cuthbert playing like a man possessed. This is better stuff now from the Cardiff Blues. Good shove there by Ian Henderson. Callum Black was in yet again with a tackle. Josh Navidi can't get it away. This captain Matthew Rees picks up. In goes Jones. Penalty against Cardiff. Big going off the feet.
Yeah, Ian Henderson won that again with some superb jackling over the top of the ball. And my goodness, he's a hard man to move, isn't he?
Number 4, straight off his feet. Straight off his feet, number 4.
Jared Hoyata straight off his feet, says the referee. That was a drive with by the Cardiff skipper. Tavis Noyle with the head bandage, the Cardiff replacement scrum half. And Ruan Pienaar has put Ulster into a very, very good field position. Well, it should probably have been half-time under normal circumstances. Leinster again find themselves 10 points behind Glasgow, who've got another converted try. 7 to Leinster, 17. That's Corey Allen, who was injured in collision early on with Stuart Olding. Great take by Clive Ross. Ulster have overrun that slightly. Cardiff have made it difficult. There's a Cardiff man in the way. And that's good work by the defence. Ball was taken in, and Ulster couldn't winkle it back quickly enough.
Yeah, you just wonder whether there was a miscommunication there. We saw Franco van der Merwe on the sweep round the back, looking as if there's going to be a peel move, and whether Clive Ross decided it wasn't the right option. He didn't maybe have control of the ball or misheard the call, but Cardiff did very well getting the hands in there and sealing that off.
13 minutes to go. Packed house.
That's a voice. Crouch. Check. Grips. Bind. Set.
A lot of pressure being put by Vian Herbst on Sam Hobbs, the Cardiff loosehead, who had to put his hand on the ground.
Slip. Let's move over here, and the gap is to 5. Just keep your feet.
What Ulster really target on the Cardiff ball or on the opposition ball is their height. They're looking to get set very early, dropping the height as low as they can. That then lets them put the squeeze on, which ideally stops the opposition hooker being able to make a play for the ball. It's been something they've been very, very effective at this year under Alan Clark's tutelage.
Lloyd Williams just glances over his shoulder to see where his outside half Gareth Anscombe is. That's a good squeeze by Ulster, and the Cardiff put in. The Cardiff front rows come up. Ulster very nearly pinched another one. Davidi got it away. Anscombe, adventurous stuff from the visitors. Well positioned by Ludick. There's a big gap down this near touchline. That's a tester. Well taken by Anscombe. It was very well taken by Rory Scholes. Great chasing by Scholes. Full marks to Cardiff for securing the ball.
It's inside now.
Lou Reid
Rock.
tries to set it up.
It's to the middle.
That's spilled. Black with the tackle. Gilroy in the middle of all that.
No, 8 White. Use it.
Cardiff been told to use it. Williams does just that. Ludick with the gather. Finds Jackson. Good strength by Jackson. Pinar. Dan Tui. Nicely presented. Ruan Pinar. Henderson. There's a wee buzz around the crowd when he gets it. Likewise with this fella. Has to release it. Cardiff getting hands in there. Not rolling away in the tackle. The Cardiff man was just simply lying there and making no real attempt to get away. And Ulster have the penalty. Well, I'm so pleased to see Stuart Olding up and about, if you can call being on crutches up and about.
We're on top of the ball.
Mike Webb, the senior medical officer with Ulster Rugby, just making sure that he's got the foot and the leg in the right position. And well, it doesn't look wonderful, Tony, does it?
No, it doesn't look wonderful, but it's good to see him there, and perhaps that's better news than we could have expected. Obviously, everybody at home and at the ground will be hoping Stuart makes a quick and pain-free recovery.
Well, it might one of them, they were just sort of rather nasty jars, but the sort of angle that the foot made with the ground and the angle that the leg was left with wasn't particularly attractive. Paddy Jackson's coming out having a quick word with Rory Best, maybe saying, can I borrow that beanie hat of yours because it's freezing out there? But I think not. Half an hour gone. Good strike by Pinar. Perfect kick. Under 10 minutes to go to the interval, and Ulster now leading by 18 points to 0.
Ulster have been in the driving seat right from the very start of this game. Technically very, very good with ball in hand. Technically very good at ruck with nice placement for Pinar. Paddy Jackson's added a lot of variety, and it looks as if there are potentially a lot more tries to come here for the team in white.
Well, securing possession from the restart is a primary concern, and they've knocked it back and it's gone forward. Came off a foot. Henderson spoiling Anscombe. Nailed by Herring. Back on the Cardiff side, Josh Navidi makes a bit of ground. Williams, Anscombe. This is interesting. Gareth Davis, the replacement, or one of two replacements in the Cardiff back division. Lou Reed. Well, he's done well. Williams, Anscombe. Jared Howiata. Capped 3 times for the New Zealand All Blacks. Gareth Anscombe, who qualifies for Wales through his mum. Cardiff making some decent ground yet again. Adam Jones just lurking there. Reed again, he's been busy, the 34-year-old. Good tackle by Nick Williams. Also looking to turn this one over. Very nearly did it. Lloyd Williams, Gareth Anscombe inside to Gavin Evans, the centre. Also going over the top, referee playing advantage to Cardiff. Dinky little kick. Pienaar gathers, but they come back for the penalty. Ulster's discipline has not been at all bad. That's only, I think, maybe the second or possibly third penalty they've given away this half.
Yeah, Mike Ross is the man in question there, just leaving his feet, but very noticeable at tackle time. Ulster flooding the tackle, one man low, one man high, and then committing nobody else. Basically, Cardiff option that they've used is to play the ball from 9 to 10 and then take runners off 10, and Ulster are happy to concede the ruck in the knowledge that Cardiff are going to go wide. So subsequently tackling with a lot of purpose and a lot of ease, but not competing at ruck time.
Well, what a very, very good strike that was by Gareth Anscombe. He couldn't have put it into the corner with greater accuracy. Might well have been Clyde Ross who got himself off his feet, wasn't supporting his
yeah, but because his weight. You were from the side, you know.
The initial tackle was a good one, and Ross, yeah, was off his feet there. That was the penalty. So Anscombe's kick has given Cardiff this very good attacking opportunity. Oh, stolen by Ulster. What a wonderful take. Well, that's going to be very frustrating for Cardiff and for Dale McIntosh. Pienaar gets it away, taken in by the Argentinian Amorosino. No way through for him. Ross with the tackle. Lloyd Williams sneaks away. There's a dummy on the cards. Picked up by, guess who, Lou Reed yet again. Still there for Cardiff. Ulster managed to slow it down. Williams. This is out Anscombe. It's gone loose.
White 11 offside.
Mike Allen gets himself offside. And Anscombe, I'm sure, will go for the corner yet again. Ulster just need to watch the penalties now. They're in a pretty decent position, but they don't want to concede anything by half-time.
No, ideally not, but it's very difficult sometimes whenever the opposition ball is that slow. As an outside back, you're always edging forward. You want to be in the front foot, so as soon as the ball leaves the breakdown, you're trying to track down your opposite number, and Michael Allen potentially just too quick out of the blocks there, but fantastic take from Franco van der Merwe on the Cardiff line-out, and what a steal, and that's possibly the best way to stop the driving line-out, Jim, compete in the air.
Well, this is the initial move. And the referee spotted Mike Allen had just encroached by a metre or so. Another great position for Cardiff. Navidi at the front, and Ulster drive him toward the touchline. Back goes Herbs. It's all got slow for Cardiff. Hobbs drives. Lloyd Williams, Navidi. Tackled by Williams and by Dan Tue. Another penalty against Ulster. They've got to be very careful here. And I think the referee's going to have a word with Ulster's skipper, Darren Cave, about these penalties in the breakdown.
Too many penalties,
yeah,
especially in this area.
Callum Black's the man in question there, puts him on the ground, but once you make the tackle, you must release ball and man on the ground, and Callum Black quite clearly held on there.
Number 4.
Very clear, simple. I think he's picked on Tui, actually, but it could have been either one of them for basically the same offence.
Well, Cardiff, for the third or fourth time in this half, have decided not to go for the post. They're going to go for the position and perhaps the try. Under 4 minutes remaining of an incident-packed first half, unfortunately, for a lot of serious injury reasons.
He's out.
Good take at the front by the Cardiff Blues. And they reset and they go again. Ulster have got to get themselves dug in to stop this forward drive, and they've done just that. The referee is going to ask Cardiff to play this, but they're going to move forward yet again. The ball is tucked in there somewhere. If somebody gets over the line, what be your guess? And here they come again. Goes wide, very nearly an intercept. Still on for Cardiff. Out wide to Amorosino, who scored the winner against Connacht. Louis Lutter stops him. Back in the Cardiff side. Josh Turnbull had 8 men outside him. Still there for Cardiff. Lloyd Williams glances one way. Here goes Reid. He really has grafted so far this evening. Williams again. Jack Cuthbert. Hard man to stop. Cardiff doing all the pressing. Williams went on his own. Well released. Taken on by Reese, the captain. Pienaar nearly got the foot to it. Still there for Cardiff. Anscombe gets it away. Good tackle by Michael Allen on Jack Cuthbert. Terrific piece of Ulster defending. Cardiff throwing just about everything at them. Oh, it's going to be a yellow card. Well, Ulster have been told several times that it's Franco van der Merwe is going to go to the bin. Well, Ulster can't say that Marius Moutray didn't warn them. So that's another Ulster player in the bin, so they're going to play this half with, well, players absent for 20 minutes.
No, they've had plenty of warning, but great play from Cardiff, Jim, as well, just in terms of that ability to hold on to the ball, go through the motions in some respects, yes, but setting targets, asking questions of the Ulster defence, which looks hard to break down. But Ulster have been guilty one too many times at the breakdown of giving away unforced penalties.
Well, it was good work there initially by Michael Allen. Now the ball is on the ground there. Van der Merwe is standing in a fairly straightforward position. But we'll come back to that in a second, or maybe not, because Cardiff have won the line out against 7 forward Ulster. And they're driving for the line. This could be significant if they can squeeze over just before the interval. And the referee's given another penalty against Ulster. Cardiff right on the line. This must be desperately close. Williams has to try to extricate the ball. Now he does. Anscombe. Plenty of width on it. Up come Ulster quickly. That's good forward momentum yet again from Cardiff, thanks to Gavin Evans. Cuthbert had 3 men outside him. Referee said still advantage to blue. Lou Reid. Good Ulster defence. And again Anscombe, surely this time. Herring puts the body on the line, likewise Ross. Good strong running yet again by Cardiff, and equally good defending by Ulster.
Still advantage blue.
He's still playing advantage. Sam Hobbs takes it forward. Williams, Anscombe has a go himself. Out wide. Oh, the bounce of the ball was so cruel for Gareth Davis.
No advantage.
And he's going to go back all the way, having played 5 or 6 phases for the advantage to Cardiff. We're into the final couple of seconds. In fact, I don't think there is going to be time for the line-out.
Time. TMO. Yeah, can you check? When I put advantage out, I thought they went over the line. Can you check if it's a try, yes or no, please?
Check whether it's try, yes or no.
Yes, on the initial breakdown, which went
well,
over.
he's going to go all the way back to see if Cardiff have actually scored the try. Well, yeah, Ulster's discipline in the last 10 minutes, Tony, has simply evaporated now. They've given away 4 or 5 penalties. They've got a man in the bin because of consistent and persistent infringing.
Yeah.
It's the same offences by the same people at the same breakdown, or
you still not
at the same process of breakdown as well. What has been very good from the Ulster's perspective is that first up tackling, which has been exemplary.
You better improve, otherwise another one will follow.
Well, he's told Darren Cave that any more infringement will result in somebody else going to the bin. Well, that's where we are now. Did Cardiff get, I mean, the Cardiff Blues players did not seem to think that the try had been scored. I don't think the ball actually is down. There was no sign of exclamation or exultation from Cardiff. Here's the surge toward the Ulster line. Paddy Jackson is in there defending as hard as he can. Did they get the ball across the line? It's impossible to see here. I don't know that he can actually give the try from this angle, and I don't know that he can give the try from that angle, because the TMO is not going to be able to make any decision based on that. And Rory Scholes is saying it's been held up, and Cardiff, to be fair, I think it was held up. They didn't throw their hands up and claim try, did they?
No, certainly not. Lloyd Williams, the Cardiff scrum half, spent an awful lot of time digging the ball out there.
Marius, okay.
Time is
And he certainly wasn't looking for the score.
Yeah.
Time is mine, yes?
Time is yours.
No, we don't have time.
There's no time for the line out. So Cardiff will just have to do a little bit of a tap and go. Ulster have to stay behind the line. Ulster need to be sharp now. A little tap and go. Rees taps and goes. Gets to within a metre of the line. There's still chance for Cardiff here if they can move this. Josh Turnbull makes a decent bit of ground. Jackson was the tackler. Anscombe, Cuthbert right through. Oh, that's gone forward. Forward pass. And unfortunately, no try for Tom Isaacs. And the referee blows for half-time. And Ulster, despite being down for the second time in the half to 14 men, have held on and are leading this game at the interval by 18 points to 0. Thanks first of all to a splendid try by this man Craig Gilroy, and a second from his fullback Louis Ludick, and some pretty decent kicking from Ruan Pienaar. But a game that's certainly not lacked excitement. Well worth the admission price.
Yeah, it's been a great first half from an Ulster perspective. Cardiff will feel hard done by at the end there. Alex Cuthbert breaking the line and just unable to get the offload away. And he's looked the one Cardiff back that's been able to unlock this very, very tight Ulster defence. With regard to the second half, Ulster will obviously look to try and press home their advantage and seek out the bonus point.
Well, it was an unfortunate first half for three players, for Stuart Olney and Corey Allen, and then more significantly Rees Patchell, who, like Stuart Olney, left on a stretcher. Cardiff still not bothering the scoreboard, although they've come very, very close, thanks mainly to Ulster in discipline. But tries by Craig Gilroy and Louis Ludick, and 8 points from the boot of Ruan Pienaar have put Ulster into a fairly decent lead. At half-time here, it's Ulster 18 and the Cardiff Blues 0.
Well, that may set a world record for the longest half I think we've ever seen. About an hour for a 40-minute half of rugby. It was intriguing, it was entertaining, albeit Andrew and Morris stop-start because of those injuries. Andrew, were you impressed the way Ulster kept their focus?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first 20 minutes we set our stall out. We took them through, I don't know, 20 phases there. Eventually got over. Cardiff hadn't even touched the ball and we had 7 points on the board. Then we did something similar. I just thought we put them under so much pressure. The last 20 minutes of the half, I think then it was a different story. It was equally as impressive, but it was our defensive performance that was so impressive. And it's good to see the line speed, the character we're showing in defence. It's dogged. We're working hard for each other. I think it's great to see.
I mean, great defence by Ulster in the last 5 minutes of the half, Morris.
I think it typified the sort of defensive commitment that Ulster had brought, and that Johnny Bell will be exceptionally pleased about the intensity, because we also said at the start we're looking for intensity, accuracy and application, and the Ulster fans will be forgiven about anything as long as they see commitment and honesty in a white shirt. And I think the Ulster team came out there this evening and have put that in for the first 40 minutes.
Certainly getting value for money anyway. Andrew, as a fellow winger yourself, when you're out injured, be honest, how easy or difficult is it to sit and watch a person who's in your position be on fire the way Craig Gilroy is at the minute?
Yeah, that guy, you know, he is so talented. You know, the rest of us practice. We rehearse our footwork and our sidestepping, but no matter how much we work at it, we'll never be as talented as that guy is when he's on the ball. Mikey Allen as well has produced another big performance tonight. Different style winger, very, very physical, very direct, and he tends to steamroll guys whenever he collides with them. But look at this pass from Jackson here. I'm not trying to give Jackson all the credit for Gilroy's try, and he finishes it very well. So no, it's great. I mean, this is just right at the end of I don't know how many phases of pressure we put them under, and it's great to see the structure, the intensity, the pace, the organisation that Paddy Jackson's bring to the game as well. So it's great to see him. We got 7 points we deserved.
I mean, 9 tries this season, 6 tries in 5 games for Craig Gilroy. Is wing play a lot to do with confidence? I mean, you were on an absolutely brilliant role last year.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's whenever you feel confident, you feel you're going to beat the man in front of you. You get the ball in your hands, and you're more likely to do that. And scoring tries is a habit as well. And Gilly certainly got the habit.
So it's like the inside centre's creating the space for you, so these boys just have to run it in.
You're going to take the credit for that.
He's putting a good face on it. He wasn't that happy earlier on. Really. Listen, the unluckiest man in Ulster rugby must be Stuart Olding. I mean, everybody in the ground felt for him from the opening play of the game.
Absolutely. You see, it's heartbreaking watching Stuart doing that. You can just see he's just overextended the foot. As he goes toward the line here, the foot sort of jars in, and the pressure obviously of the defensive tackle comes down. It seems as if he's actually opened the medial ligament, the inside of the right leg. So hopefully we've now seen him that he's out sitting there watching the game towards the last 40 minutes. But you can see immediately there he's an absolute pain.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew, as someone who's out with injury and knows what it's like, and it's a long road back, Stuart Olding's had his fair share of knocks, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's really tough. You know, I've seen him in the gym every day training hard whenever he had that knee injury the first time, and we just hope that it's not as serious as that one, but I think everybody's just thinking worst case scenario, so really hope that he's okay. It was really exciting to see him getting back in a white shirt because he's a guy who comes straight back and produces big performances immediately when he gets on the pitch, so gotten from an Ulster and from an individual point of view as well.
2 tries in 18 minutes for Ulster, and the second one, Morris, again came from some great defence and good pressure. Yeah,
good defensive line coming up and then getting the ball away from contact, and that's one thing that Ulster have been very good at this evening. At the breakdown, getting the ball away from the point of contact, keeping it fast, and the Ulster backs, Ulster forwards are so much better when they get front foot ball going forward. Great pressure put on there, and the pressure causes uncertainty within the Cardiff defence. Again, from the line out, great structure here. Again, Cardiff there didn't actually engage in the line out, which basically gives the momentum then to Ulster going forward. Cardiff being dragged in there, Ruan Pinard at the tail of that, deciding what way it's going to go, and then it starts loosening up.
Andrew, were you impressed with your teammate Louis Ludic's finish here? He showed some great leg strength.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Louis the leg drive, Ludic. Yeah, he's a very talented boy. Very similar to Mike Allen, just serious leg drive, just very physical. And Jackie puts it right into the guts, and he charges over. He puts himself through 3 players. So, and then I think Scholesy helps him over the line there as well. But Paddy Jackson again he's just orchestrating everything out there. I think the width that we're getting off him, not so much in the 22, more in the midfield, in around halfway. The width we're getting off him is just creating our shape, and I think that's giving Cardiff a lot of headaches.
Now, as you say, lot of width this evening, lots of wing play for you to talk about. Let's take a look at the Michael Allen incident. What did you make of that, and what would you have done in this circumstance?
I'd have taken a dive. I think Mikey, that sort of sums up the intensity and the work rate that Ulster have brought to this first half. I think if he doesn't get pulled back, I think he's going to score, or he's definitely going to get close enough. Actually, I think he's going to score, to be honest. I
think that the referee made a poor decision there. He said that it was a tit for tat. Michael pushed Cuthbert. You're allowed to go shoulder to shoulder. I mean, that's in the laws, and you can't do that. But for Cuthbert there to pull him back in the shorts, that could have been a score. Might not have been, but it could have been a score.
I mean, Cuthbert is unbelievable when he gets the ball in his hands, but occasionally you put the ball in behind him and he's not quite as sharp, and Mikey was all over there. He was a little bit casual, and Mikey got the jump on him. I think he panicked and pulled him back.
Ulster will be disappointed with 2 sin binnings in that first half, albeit they didn't concede any points. What do you make of the Nick Williams incident, Morris?
Again, it's Nick Williams' play. He looks coming into contact. Well, it wasn't a forearm smash. If you can see there, Nick Williams comes in. It's a reckless challenge. It's like the one he got yellow carded for in the previous home game.
It's a yellow tonight, but do you think that might end up with a sighting and even worse?
Well, he's looking to go and get the forearm underneath, but if you look, the forearm is actually in tight against the body. It's not as if it's protruding coming through, and it's not like a forearm smash. And it looks as if he's actually hit him just above the elbow. Again, you patch it's unfortunate. Being a back, you don't normally find, being a fullback, you don't normally find yourself in those ruck situations. And Nick Williams is a very physical sort of guy, and that's just the nature of his game.
Andrew, what's the kind of message at half-time in a dressing room when you go in with one man down for 8 or 9 minutes coming into the start of the second half?
Yeah, I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We scored 2 tries because we've put them under an awful lot of pressure. The width we've brought to it, the intensity, the pace, our structure's been very good. Defensively, I think we need to be really proud of our defence there. It's very, very much along the lines of what Johnny Bell is trying to get at us. Just get our line speed up, and occasionally you're seeing guys slip off tackles, but that's because our line speed's so fierce. We're in their face. It doesn't always have to be 100% neat and tidy. We're going to slip off things, but we're backing each other up, and I think it's really good to see. So I think if we go out there, I can't see Cardiff hanging on in. If we put another 20 minutes in, I think they'll go out the gate. Okay,
thank you, Andrew Morris, for the moment. Last weekend, of course, Ireland's rugby players recorded a famous double. The men and women won the Six Nations Championship. And here at the Kingspan Stadium this evening, there's a celebration of the women's game. Let's go pitchside, enjoy Gavin Andrews.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, Ashley Baxter, as a Grand Slam, has been to a World Cup, but you didn't take part in this Six Nations. How much has the standard gone up and up?
In the past few years, the standard of players coming into the squad has it's just got better and better. And this year, to see the new caps, the new caps stood out. It's just with the Sevens programme going full time and things, players are getting to train every day and getting better and better.
How exciting is the opportunity that you can possibly go to Rio with the Sevens and the Olympics? That's got to be pretty special because it's something very new, isn't it?
Yeah, to get an opportunity, there's not a team that's gone from Ireland yet to the Olympics, and if we qualify this year, it'd just be the biggest experience anyone could hope for, really.
The competition is improving all the time. In the domestic game, Joy Sparks looks after how things are going. How much are you noticing participation going up and up, Joe?
Participation has grown significantly over the last few years. We've now 25 female sections and over 60 schools participating in the Girls' Schools Cup. And off the back of the Women's Grand Slam, our Six Nations success, we have a under-18 screening day next Friday in Dungannon. So we'd encourage anybody who's interested and enthusiastic to come along and to take part in that.
It's a kind of transferable skills because any athlete can get involved, can they?
Absolutely, that's what's great about rugby. Anybody can play the game and there's such a good camaraderie, so anybody who wants to play or is interested in playing, please come and either go along next Friday or else have a look on the website for more details.
Okay, well, the coach of the year is the City of Derry's women's coach, Rodney Balfour. You must be very proud, first of all, with the award.
I'm very taken back with it. I'm very, very honoured to get it, especially the first one to get it, so I'm very over the moon, to tell you the truth.
What have you noticed change in your club in your time there?
Well, over the last number of years, with the ladies winning the Six Nations and the more popularity of the sport getting into the schools, the actual sport has really grown in the Northwest and it's starting to get really strong at this minute in time.
Okay, the women's game in safe hands, and so too Rhys Patchell. He's gone to hospital with his neck injury as a precaution, and I've had a quick chat to Stuart Olding just behind me. He's obviously shell-shocked about the knee problem, and I've spoken to the Ulster team doctor. He says it looks like a significant injury. Stephen.
Well, that's disappointing news for Stuart Olding this evening. The Ulster fans looking forward to what they hope will be a bonus point win here this evening and set them on their way to what could be a place in the playoffs this season. Just to bring you up to date with one other score this evening at half-time in Dublin, it's Leinster 7, Glasgow 24, and they've scored 3 tries already. Andrew, Ulster with 2 tries. When you go in at half-time, you're 18-0 up. Do you look at it as halfway to a win or halfway to a bonus point?
I think it's halfway to a win, and I think if we go out and produce a similar performance than we did with the ball in hand for the first 20 minutes, we'll probably achieve both those goals the same way.
Yeah, I believe Ulster just have to go out, try and get the next score, and then just build on that. If they get the bonus point, they get the bonus point, but they need to get the win.
Okay, thank you very much, Morris Andrew. It's back to Tony and Jim.
Well, that score coming from Dublin is a fair indication of the serious intent that Glasgow have posted. A hugely disappointing Six Nations for the nation of Scotland, but Glasgow very much flying the flag in this competition and will be the team to beat. Well, Ulster leading by 18 points to 0, and Gareth Anscombe gets the second half underway. Well, taken in by one of Ulster's replacements, or the Ulster replacement, Rory Scholes. Ulster still down to 14 men. Franco van der Merwe, about another 7 or 8 minutes to go in the bin. Kick was by Pienaar. Gareth Davis made a bit of a mess of that. Cardiff have got themselves back, and Ulster get a penalty straight away, holding on in the tackle. Well, not the first clever kick that Ulster's scrum half has put in.
It's been a series of them all night, and again a fantastic chase from Michael Allen, but it's just what the guy said at half-time. Ulster have to start with the same intent, the same purpose, the same accuracy. things will not, they won't do it by themselves, but if they can put the structures in place, the bonus point will hopefully come.
That was good chasing there by Ulster's wing Michael Allen, who's hobbling a wee bit. I think he's okay. And Ulster going for the points. Again, there's logic in this, because they want to build up a very nice cushion, and then they can maybe express themselves a little bit more with ball in hand.
Is there around you?
Absolutely. And the way Ruan Pinar's been kicking tonight as well, potentially a good option.
Two penalties and a conversion from 4 attempts in the first half for Ulster's scrum half. Nice solid thud. Another very good kick from Ruan Pinar. Ulster now stretch their lead to 21 points to 0. And significantly, they've done that with a man in the bin.
Well, the old adage is at half-time it starts 0-0 again, and Ruan Pinar comfortably puts Ulster into a 3-0 winning position in the second half. Again, a fantastic strike, straight between the sticks.
11 points for Ruan Pinar, 21 for Ulster. Darren Cave runs into a couple of visitors. Pinar outside is 22. And there's that perfectly placed and timed kick. Navidi knocked it forward. Referee playing advantage. Pinar gets it away. Paddy Jackson. Gareth Davis throws it back inside the 22. This is Anscombe. Wee bit far perhaps. Gilroy waits. Now will he take off? Indeed he will. Brought down close to the touchline. Pinar in quickly. Jackson. Needed a wee bit more on that perhaps. There's Alex Cuthbert, who will set off. Has to be held straight away. Scholes with the tackle. Lloyd Williams, Lou Reed with such an industrious first half. Ellis Jenkins helps him. Anscombe. A little bit of width on it now. Josh Turnbull lurking wide in the wing for the Cardiff Blues. They miss out Adam Jones. Hoyata sets it up. Williams, Anscombe looks for a gap, which is closed immediately. Good work there by Clive Ross and by Rob Herring. Sam Hobbs across Ulster's 10-metre line. Reed again. That's good work by Ross. Well, the referee said, I think it's maybe Callum Black. No, he's played on. The penalty has been given. Back goes Pinar.
One.
Callum Black, I think, was the infringer. There was good work there by Clive Ross. He got his feet spread wide, but Callum Black didn't roll away in the tackle.
No, not at all. And again, it's Lou Reed and Joyce Navidi doing all the hard work for Cardiff, as they've done in the first half as well. And Ulster again just going to have to be careful of the breakdown. The referee's already threatened to put somebody in the bin.
Points.
And on that occasion, it's Callum Black making no effort to roll away from the tackle.
Well, a rather ribald cheer coming from the Ulster fans, because having gone to the corner every time they've got a penalty, Cardiff have decided to go for points. And it's Gareth Anscombe. Frank van der Merwe's warming up on the far side. He's still got a bit to go, I reckon. Well, this to give Cardiff their first points of the evening here in Belfast. Straight in front of the posts. And straight between the posts. Good strike by Gareth Anscombe, and as we may have mentioned, his fullback Rhys Patchell has been taken off to hospital, and we certainly do wish him well. 21-3 then for Ulster.
Yeah, Gareth Anscombe, a prodigious score of points in Super 15 rugby for the Chiefs, and carrying on for Cardiff where he's left off in New Zealand.
Jackson. Navidi takes it, and he in turn is taken by Big Ian Henderson. Lloyd Williams now to Anscombe. That's a good bit of passing there by Cardiff, and a good strong bit of running as well. Williams, Cardiff not out of this by any means. Taken on by Rees, his captain. Ulsterman got in the way there. It's gone loose. And another penalty against Ulster. Well, they really are minding up, Tony, and I think the referee's going to have another word with Darren Cave. Yeah. I think that was accidental, to be fair.
I think it was possibly Rob Herring as a lazy runner there, and Lloyd Williams picked him out with the pass. But as you say, Jim, Ulster are going to have to be very, very careful here. That's 2 in quick succession on the back of a yellow card at the end of the first half. Marius Maitreya has already shown that he's quite happy to go to the pocket to pull out a yellow, and there could be a few more in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you can't throw caution to the wind, particularly when the referee is penalising you for exactly the same thing. And if you keep making the same mistakes and concede the same penalties, then it's well, you need your backside kick, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he's been fair and he's been consistent, and that's.
Well, that was unfortunate there for Herring. Yeah, I have to say, I don't know why that was a penalty. Cardiff line out, taken the back by Hoyata. Ellis Jenkins, Lloyd Williams, no room for Alex Cuthbert. Great tackle there. Lou Reid. The thump from Vian Herbst. Josh Turnbull gets across the 10-metre line of Ulster. The Welsh voice telling the referee that somebody was offside. Here's Anscombe. This is Gavin Evans. Ulster competing at the breakdown, and they've won it at the breakdown. Pienaar will kick for position. That's a great strike by Pienaar. Here comes Gilroy like a steam train. Well, out of hand. There aren't too many people better, not just in the Northern Hemisphere, but in the world.
No, not at all. And take your hat off to captain for the night, Darren Cave, and that turnover. There we see him getting over the ball. Takes a lot of punishment from the Cardiff guys coming in, but good upper body strength, rips the ball free. Presenting nicely from Pienaar, and as you say, Jim, there's few in the world do it any better.
Wonderful strike from Ruan Pienaar. It's going to be a Cardiff line-out, but Ulster have got Franco van der Merwe back on. Ulster have a man down injured on the far side of the field, and the referee is trotting back to see who exactly it is. Leinster have closed the gap a little bit. It's Glasgow 27, or Leinster 17 and Glasgow 27. So that 10-point differential has been there all the time, and it takes a lot to affect this fellow.
He's put in a couple of massive hits tonight, and I think he's a bit of a stinger down the right hand there on the back of trading another blow for blow with one of the Cardiff forwards.
I've been every day saying hello to a little Aberdeen Angus bull in the fields near me, owned by a local farmer. And I tell you something, it'd be hard to put your money in which of the two would be the better head-to-head, the bull or Vian Herbst. Back in the Cardiff side, here's Navidi. Into the industrious Rob Herring. Williams forced to kick, and that's going to be an Ulster line-out. That's good pressure by Ulster.
Good pressure and good exit strategy by Cardiff there as well. Good line-out play and fine effective kick by Lloyd Williams at scrum half, gaining 30-40 metres.
Let's go, White.
Cardiff about to make a replacement, but not before this line-out is taken. This is Herring. It's not straight. Well, little errors just creeping in. Ulster can't afford to give away possession like that if they're going to press home, not just for the victory, Tony, but for the bonus point.
Yeah, that's a simple and classic error by Rob Herring there. And usually his line-out throwing has been very, very good. And in all the matches we've seen him play this year, it's very unusual, but Again, the ref didn't have much decision to make there. Quite clearly almost missing Clive Ross and landing in Leon Pinar's hands.
Josh Navidi has gone off, and on comes the Fijian-born Italian international Manu Vasawai. Played in the World Cup for Italy in 2011. So Vasawai on at 8, Navidi off. Scrum collapses, penalty against Ulster for some reason. Taking the scrum down, says the referee. Well, Ulster's infringement tally is starting to creep up quite alarmingly.
It is. Gareth Anscombe got a great chance here to slot the ball into the Ulster half, but it's the complete opposite from where we were in the first half. If you think back to that opening 3 minutes, whenever Cardiff didn't actually touch the ball, and it culminated in the score for Craig Gilroy. On this occasion here, ball goes in, and Callum Black just not taking the weight and buckling. You can see him buckling at the hips. His shoulders go to ground.
Now there may be a change or two. Also have a pretty useful couple of props on the bench. Cardiff have won that from the line out, however. That's a bit messy. And Morosino not really going anywhere. Here come Cardiff again. Ellis Jenkins makes some ground. Williams. Hoeata. Brought down by Darren Cave. Lloyd Williams again. Vasawai, who's very strong. Van der Merwe slows him down. Anscombe. This is decent stuff now by Cardiff. Gavin Evans has a go on his own, and he's almost up to the 22. Better stuff from the visitors. Ulster don't want to be conceding anything. Vasawai, fresh legs, plenty of muscle. Williams again. Anscombe. Cuthbert trying to run wide. Oh, gets away from Cave. Well, he is a powerhouse and gets it back inside to Gareth Davis, and has been nudged forward by Blue. Referee playing advantage. Pinar hoping to catch somebody offside. That is a beautiful kick, well taken by Gareth Anscombe. Away now to Lucas Amorosino. Plenty of pace there. Oh, he's bamboozled them yet again. What a clever bit of stepping there. This is going to be a try. Anscombe gets it away. It is going to be a try, and it's the replacement, Tom Isaacs. And Ulster's indiscretions have cost them not just territory, but have cost them points.
The build-up to that started with Ulster missing 3 first-up tackles, but my word, what a great sidestep and straightening by Lucas Amorosino. Looks up and spots a hole. We see Anscombe takes the high ball and links inside. The hitch kick, nice bit of deflection, takes Clive Ross off the ball. But Amorosino weighs it up, comes in. Step 1, step 2, nice offload. Anscombe again, good following up position, and Isaacs in the score. And you can't really say anything more than Cardiff deserved that from the way they finished the first half and started the second.
Well, Amorosino was the man who, right in the 8th minute of time added on after the 80 minutes against a very annoyed Connacht a few weeks ago, got the try, and he set it up for this fella, Tom Isaacs. Formerly of the Ospreys. This is his first season with the Cardiff Blues, and that's his first try for his new club. Anscombe already with a penalty to get Cardiff into double figures. Adam Jones, I have a feeling, is going up. Mike Allen challenges, but to no avail, and Anscombe has kicked that quite beautifully.
He's coming.
So Ulster's lead cut to just 11 points, having been 21 points up at one stage.
Yeah, here we see Amorosino going through, and just shows the intent, the balance, commits the defenders, and again Anscombe, good support, ball in 2 hands, simple pass, and also just need to try and get the defensive line moving a little bit quicker.
Ulster crowd claiming obstruction there. Scott Andrews has come on, a tight head prop for the Harlequins behind Adam Jones, well taken by Louis Ludick, who's well taken by Alex Cuthbert. Ulster held off the ground. That's good work by Cardiff, who have got their tails up, Tony.
They have, Jim, they have, and again it's Alex Cuthbert leading the charge, taking man and ball, managing to get the choke tackle in, and Ulster just lost concentration here coming out after the break. Cardiff again have shown intent, and with ball in hand they're very good, and if you stand off them and let them play, Anscombe's moving them and controlling them around the pitch beautifully at 10.
Robbie Dyack warming up for Ulster.
Number 4 white, number 4.
Leinster have closed the gap. It's Leinster 24, Glasgow 27 in Dublin. 3 points between them. So Dan Toohey leaves the field. Robbie Dyack comes on, and one assumes Ian Henderson will go into the second row for Dan Toohey. He's had his own injury problems this season. Off goes Dan Toohey. Doesn't look altogether delighted about being replaced, but I'm sure he'll understand. So Scott Andrews is on a tight head prop for the Cardiff Blues. Having come straight back off international duty against Italy in Rome last weekend. And that's an illegal bind by him. He's not binding on the jersey, he's binding on the arm. Also trying to get the squeeze on. Williams. Anscombe loops around nicely. That's a poor pass. But this fellow is dangerous. He managed to nail him this time. Oh, good work by Cuthbert. Well, he's put everything into it. Ellis Jenkins. Ulster trying to hold him up. Ball has gone loose. Williams misses it. Good work by Darren Cave. Lou Reed. Herring with the hit. Ball has gone loose. Play on, says the referee. Callum Black scoops it up for Ulster. We need to start doing something. Robbie Dyack, nicely away. Michael Allen has a good go himself. Gets the pass away well. Good presentation by Darren Cave. Pienaar, Jackson, Herring. Ross needs to give it, does give it. Black. Ulster into the Cardiff half. Jackson had to check for that one. He's got himself swallowed up. Well won by Ulster. Ludick. Scholes. Good to see him run. Scholes can run. Great work by Rory Scholes. Needs some help. Ross is there. Pienaar pops it up to Van der Merwe. Great run by the big South African. Pienaar. Set up by Van Herbst. Ulster looking for try 3. Lovely pass. Jackson runs into a bit of heavy traffic there. And Ulster may just have lost this one, and Cardiff have stolen it, and they've cleared it. Well, Ulster had their chances and couldn't quite take them. Well, what a turnover that was by Cardiff Blues, and every game is its turning point. How significant is that one going to be? But how significant is going to be the next Ulster replacement? Here was Jackson. Maybe he should have looked to his right, but he set it up well, but he didn't have enough in the way of support at the breakdown, Tony.
Now Ellis Jenkins, fantastic open side play, makes a tackle back on his feet, assesses the situation. Talking of open sides, here's one making his return. Good to see him back.
Well, they've waited a long time for this, and there was a time when we wondered, would we ever see Chris Henry on a rugby field again? Only his 7th start of the season. He's missed 15 Ulster games. He's missed 8 Ireland games. 23 possible appearances have not been taken by Chris Henry. But what a response he's got from this Ulster crowd, and how wonderful it is to see one of the outstanding players for Ulster and Ireland in recent seasons back on the field of play.
Yeah, and he looks really, really fit. I know he's very hungry to go as well. I think the plan always was to give him 10 or 15 minutes tonight, and I think at this point in time it's a good decision by Neil Doak and the Ulster coaches. Ulster have lacked concentration for this opening 18 minutes, and Chris Henry will apply that in terms of his communication, his ball handling, his ball carrying, and the defensive structure that he'll bring as well. Yes, he hasn't played rugby in a long time, but he's a very good, intelligent rugby player.
Well, 18 minutes gone in the second half, and Chris Henry on to get, my sums are right, about 22 minutes. Dale McIntosh in the right, just passing down some messages down below. Ulster's line out. Well taken by Henderson. Pienaar Jackson had to check. He's put plenty of air on that, hasn't he? Well taken in, though, by Gareth Davis, the Cardiff replacement. Williams. Cuthbert, desperate to get into it. That's gone backward. Vossawai. Tackled by Chris Henry. Lou Reed. Williams. Anscombe. Well, this is good stuff. This is Tom Isaacs, the try scorer. And again, it's the covering Herring makes the tackle. Anscombe at scrum half. Josh Turnbull. Anscombe again, clever loop. Saw that the way out to his left was blocked. It's good work by Christian Dacey, the replacement hooker, who was injured twice against Connacht last time out and eventually had to leave the field. Lou Reed. Cardiff in the driving seat at the moment. Another converted try would make life very, very, very tough for this Ulster side, who in terms of a top four finish cannot afford to lose here tonight. Here's Cuthbert, who's going to make sure that they do. Williams. He's taken on by big Scott Andrews. Here's Dacey. What a tackle count Rob Herring certainly is accumulating, it seems. Referee's having a good look. Back in the Cardiff side, Anscombe. Nice and flat. That's gone wide. This is the danger man, Amorosino. Was he checked? Back to Ulster. Well, Cardiff have suddenly found something that was completely absent in the second half, and Ulster are really being tested. Away by Pienaar. And he really needed to make that, and Anscombe takes it quickly. Nobody else touched it. Here come Cardiff again. Gareth Davis with Vossawai outside him. Well taken by Vossawai. What a good tackle by Scholes. Michael Allen puts in an equally good one. Back in the Cardiff side. Andrews, this enormous tight head prop. Good work in there by Robbie Dyack. Chris Henry puts himself in as well. Wonder how he's feeling the pace after only a few minutes. Ellis Jenkins, good Ulster defending. Have Cardiff recycled? Yes, they have. Williams, Anscombe gets inside Nick Williams. Lloyd Williams again. Lou Reed, still there. There's good work by Josh Turnbull. Williams, Amorosino, Tom Isaacs. Again, Ulster defending. Referee says play on. Ellis Jenkins, Scott Andrews tries to get it away, does get it away to Christian Dacey. It's all black and blue for Ulster at the moment. Anscombe gets it away, it's going to be another try, and if anybody deserved one, it's Cuthbert. Alex Cuthbert gets Cardiff's second try, and Ulster's season is now looking extremely precarious.
Sensational score from Cardiff Blues. Side to side, ball in hand, recycling, targeting Jim where they didn't target in the first half. They're going round the sides, the pick and go, pulling that Ulster defence in. As the defenders then come in, the space starts to come out wide, and great hands, great offloads from a prop. Scott Andrews. Dacey's been very prominent since he comes on, and again it's quick recycled because Ulster can't get there.
Well, we just heard that Leinster are now for the very first time leading the Glasgow Warriors in Dublin. Leinster 31, Glasgow 27. And on the night when Leinster might just be doing Ulster a favour, Ulster are not doing themselves any favours at all. What a finish by Cuthbert, who'd been threatening to do that for the entire evening. And now it's Anscombe to attempt to keep this Ulster crowd very, very quiet, and to close the gap to just 4 points. It looks pretty straightforward from there. And he's made it look easy. Well, hardly anything in the way of applause. And the Ulster crowd, like the Ulster squad, a wee bit shell-shocked.
Yeah, and that Cardiff try was every bit as good as the Ulster opener in the first couple of minutes. Look at the offload from Scott Andrews here. And again, what Cardiff do well is target the ball. Ulster struggling to get men to the far side, and Hans does it. Anscombe to Amorosino, and Cuthbert's looked dangerous all night.
Jackson with the restart, well taken in by Ellis Jenkins, who's lifted off the ground by one of his own players, which is fine. Cardiff have got possession. Lloyd Williams with the kick. Well taken by Ludick. Nabbed by Cuthbert. Octopus-like grip. Pienaar. Herbst. What Ulster must not do is give away possession. Cardiff man on the ground. Jackson. Cardiff defends up very quickly. There was no way through for Jackson. Pienaar. Van der Merwe gets it away to Herring. Ulster have conceded about 5 metres. They've moved right across the park. Pienaar. Might be an extra man or two on the far side. Here goes Henderson. No way through for him. Well, he's presented it nicely. Ulster move forward again. Callum Black into Lou Reid. Reid taken out of the way. Henderson again. Needs to present, he does. Robbie Dyack up to the 10-metre line. That's good work by Dyack. Here's Williams. Referee's having a good look at black and blue jerseys on the deck. Jackson. Gilroy.
Advantage number 20 offside.
Cardiff have got a man offside. And it was Vassell wide, and also will get the penalty. And at this stage, I think they want to be just thinking about getting the points, Tony.
Yeah, it's almost a complete role reversal from the first half. Cardiff are flying out of the blocks, knocking everything down in a white shirt that moves, and also struggling to break them down. And that's, as we said,
number 20.
Almost a role reversal from where it's been in the first half. Cardiff dominating.
Yes. Number 3
Bronson
white
Ross,
sub,
the
please.
Ulster replacement tight head prop, is going to come on for Vian Herbst, who's hobbling a little bit. He's got quite a lot of game time in this part of the season. Bronson Ross coming on for his 16th appearance. And his 13th in the league. They've all been replacements. Cardiff brought on Macaulay Cook for Jared Hoyata. Pienaar to put a converted try between them. Giving that a fair old belt. What a very good kick by Pienaar yet again. Well, it makes life only modestly more easy for Ulster.
Yeah, hardly a breathing space, but a 7-point margin. It's important from an Ulster perspective now that they gather this and clear their lines effectively and with purpose. Cardiff have made all the running in this second half and looked very good with ball in hand, and with strike runners like Amorosino and Alex Cuthbert, you take your eye off them at your peril.
Off goes Jared Hoyata. Ulster need to win this. They have done. Darren Cave does well. Quite thought the tackle was a bit on the high side. Pienaar got Scholes with him. Puts the foot on the gas. Good cover by Christian Dacey, who's a former flanker. Well away by Chris Henry. Now Callum Black checks. Nicely laid back. Dyack on the narrow side. Must keep control. Russell Wye very lazy getting away. Herring at scrum half. Nick Williams. Jackson again. Cave gets it away. Chance for Ulster they can shift this. Good angle cut by Louis Ludick, who got tackled by Gavin Evans. Michael Allen at scrum half. Williams. Rob Herring. Rowan Pienaar's down and is holding his wrist, I have a feeling. Might just be his shoulder. He looks at a lot of discomfort. Paddy Jackson decides to do the right thing and puts a bit of width on it, and that's a nasty, nasty bounce. Back inside though for Tom Isaacs. And that'll be an Ulster line-out, and then we'll stop to see what's wrong with Ruan Pienaar on the near side.
Okay, we're playing. He's taken care of.
Gareth Robinson is there, and Dr. Michael Webb, I think, is relaying the information to say that he's not going to be fit to continue. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Ian Humphreys is thinking of coming on. Pienaar's up again. Well, Ian Humphreys would be coming on for Paddy Jackson. Paul Marshall would come on for Ruan Pienaar.
Yeah, and given just how close this game is, Jim, we see Pienaar here, and I think it's just his lead arm. He puts his left arm down.
He came down on the left shoulder, yeah, as he tries to come back inside. Good tackle by Christian Dacey, and down on the point of that left shoulder, and he wins straight away. And Andrew Warwick is coming on, I think. No, he's not. Beg your pardon. So Michael Allen has left the field. So Ian Humphreys has come on. Good line out for Ulster. Pienaar gets it away. Bad shoulder on all. Jackson up to halfway. Pienaar. Dyack. Good thumping run, but well tackled. Pienaar again. Humphreys in outside half. Louis Luddock. Tackled by Dacey and Sam Hobbs. Pienaar again. Williams. Needs to make sure it comes back. Humphreys at outside half. Lovely pass. Now Jackson. He recaught it behind his back, I think. So Ulster still have possession. Herring. Herring has been outstanding this evening. Pienaar. That's just about the right kick. Well taken in by the Cardiff Blues. 11 minutes and a wee bit to go. Cardiff trying to put some width in this one. Skulls in with a tackle. This is Cuthbert. Can he get away? Missed by Williams and Van der Merwe. Still there for Cardiff Blues. Christian Dacey sells the dummy. Good support play by Bossawai. Here come Cardiff again, remember? This is great stuff from Cardiff. Gavin Evans makes a lot of ground. Well won by Ulster on the ground. Referee's happy enough with that. And Cardiff has stolen it again. Well, they're scrapping for everything, the boys in blue and black. Anscombe. Amorosino, the danger man. Cleverly done. Ellis Jenkins. Scott Andrews, this enormous replacement prop. Anscombe in like a flanker. Cardiff win it. Cuthbert. Given no room this time. Ulster, a very, very relieved Ulster, have got the penalty.
Yeah, that's one for Chris Henry, but Ulster looking very tired. There's a lot of the big forwards. Nick Williams, Callum Black, hands and heads. Pienaar looks as if he's going off as well. And Ulster really rocking here, and Cardiff playing some fantastic rugby with ball in hand. We see the tackle made by Dyack, and it's Ian Humphreys and Chris Henry in together, forcing the turnover. But Ulster just need to settle this down. Play some territory, play some possession, hold on to the ball, and perhaps Paul Marshall will give them that little bit of invention and acceleration around the base of things to pick the pace back up again.
Tavis Noyle, the Welsh international, is going to be coming on for Cardiff to play scrum half. Lloyd Williams has done a pretty good job onto the left foot of Ian Humphreys, and that's very nicely struck. Well, under 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, you've got to give a lot of credit to Dale McIntosh and Paul John, the Cardiff coaching duo. Whatever they said at half-time has certainly worked. Just as much invention in the second half, but taking the fight more to Ulster up front. They've earned the right to go wide, and my goodness, whenever they've gone wide well.
On comes Andrew Warwick, who scored that spectacular try a few games ago on this ground. Well taken at the front by Robbie Dyack for Ulster. Cardiff challenging everything. 9 minutes remaining. Marshall. That's a good kick by Paul Marshall. Knocked backward by Cuthbert. Tavis Noyle gets it away. Well, there's a man spare, but the option to kick was taken. Now Humphreys, what's he going to do? He's going to kick. Well, he's given that a lot of air. Knocked forward, I think, by Ulster. Maybe back by Cardiff. Referee playing on anyway. It was Gareth Davis with the kick. Humphreys. And again, he lofts another one. Gilroy to chase. Taken by Anscombe. Gilroy's made a good tackle. Here come Cardiff, yet again. Tavis Noyle. That's a clever little kick. Somebody's going to have to be fast. Well done, Paul Marshall. Closest man to the ground on the park, and he made use of all of that advantage. Good work by Robbie Dyack. Marshall. Nick Williams up to the 10-metre line. Humphreys. Ludick breaks away. Almost taken up above the, just below the head. Paul Marshall. Humphreys. Oh, dangerous stuff. It's Robbie Dyack. Straight to Scholes. Good little coral skating run by Rory Scholes. Also needed quickly. Humphreys. That's a clever kick. Gathered in by Ludick. He's got a second try. What a kick by Humphreys. What a catch by Ludick. What a try to end this game by Ulster.
Beautiful, beautiful kick by Ian Humphreys. Oh my goodness, straight into the hands of Louis Ludick. I'm not sure, Jim, in all honesty, whether that was the kick that he intended. I think he was maybe going to go for a higher, more of a lobbing kick into the corner. But my goodness, it could have been placed any better. And take your hat off to Paul Marshall. He set that up by going down and taking the pain, kicking up Cuthbert's try. We see Rory Scholes here again, using the touchline as his friend, stepping inside.
Yeah, Scholes has been outstanding. And look at Humphreys, he just sniffed that chance. He put it under the left foot and the kick was absolutely perfect. And Ludick delighted to fall over that line for a second try. Wonderful kick by Ian Humphreys and clever bit of gathering and finishing by Ulster's fullback.
Majestic vision as well by Humphreys, knowing that that's on. He's had time from the recycle, a good pass by Marshall, but he's looked up, he's played what's in front of him more importantly. Pinpoint kick, the juggle from Ludick, and the swan dive, I think, gave away his delight at actually taking the juggling ball and going over.
Tao Falaisi is coming on for the Cardiff Blues, the veteran international. It's right side of the field, incidentally, for a left-footed round the corner kicker, a la Ian Humphreys. Can he bring it in? It's hanging. Hasn't quite made it. However, Ulster perhaps still not home and dry. 12 points between them. A couple of converted tries would win this game for the Cardiff Blues. But have they had time? There's only 5 minutes and a bit remaining.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. Cardiff still well in contention, as you say. Also now have the cherry in terms of having that third try and the ability to go for the bonus point. And I think we'll probably see them pulling out all the stops here.
Well, I'm not quite sure what's happening down in Dublin, whether Leinster have held on to win. Even if Ulster win this, they still wouldn't be... Leinster have won it by 34 points to 27. Not over yet. My goodness, what's going on down there? 73 minutes played in Dublin. There's about 6 or 5 and a bit to go here. Marshall. Gilroy knocked it back. Play on, says the referee. Ulster still trying to compete. It's a losing bonus point within Ulster's grasp, perhaps. Here comes Anscombe. Ellis Jenkins well tackled.
No advantage, scrum. Just a knock on over here.
Ball was knocked forward, and I think the referee's going to give a scrum to the Cardiff Blues.
Craig Gilroy will be disappointed there under no pressure, really should have taken that. But again, Paul Marshall's done some lovely things since he's come on. 2 or 3 very intelligent box kicks. His passing's been good, his distribution's been on the button. And that's the impact you look for from your substitutes at this point in the game.
4.5 minutes remaining. 29 to Ulster, 17 to Cardiff. And it is a Cardiff scrum. They almost set to have fouled Falaisi, now 37 years of age, tapped 17 times for Tonga. Marshall's done really well on the back of a good squeeze by the Ulster scrum. Good pressurising by Ulster's replacement scrum half. It's 34 apiece down in Dublin. Tavis Noyle gets it away. Vossawai. Noyle again. Anscombe had to check a little bit. Amorosino. Now they get it away to Alex Cuthbert. Well, they've let him run. Little chip through. Herring gathers. Play on, says the referee. Here goes Henderson. Henderson, hands off. Oh, he's nearly away. Inside to Marshall. Wonderful catch by Marshall. It's a bonus point for the wee man. What a finish by Paul Marshall. Great skills by Henderson. Wonderful support by Paul Marshall. And how significant is that going to be?
Magnificent. Take a bar, Ian Henderson. Fantastic. Pick up. Driving legs. Almost gets rid of the last defender and then throws the speculator. And again, it's that man Marshall impacting off the bench, and nobody's going to stop him from 25, 30 metres out. He's one of the quickest out there.
Well, just when we were thinking, and I guess it's a case of, oh ye of little faith, that Ulster might just find themselves in a bit of bother here this evening, they've responded in the best possible fashion. And Paul Marshall, everything he's done has been pure gold this evening since he came on. Ian Humphreys won't miss it from there. So having watched a 21-0 lead overhauled to the point where it was 21-17, Ulster have now come back and scored 15 unanswered points. It went loose, and Herring, who's been outstanding. And what a sidestep from Ian Henderson. Centre three-quarters around the world will be happy with that. Was there a wee hint of a forward pass there, Tony?
Possibly, Jim, but it's the ability to take the ball in two hands, and there we see him from the kick-off again. Fantastic two-handed take, just with your right half once.
What a talent he is. Lovely offload by Humphreys. Likewise, Darren Kane. Now Luddick. Rory Scholes, who's been outstanding. Marshall. Humphreys. Good work by Andrew Warwick, Ulster's replacement prop. Penalty. Penalty to Ulster now. With the bonus point in the bag, Ulster were going for a little bit more. Remember, they were actually scored more tries than anybody until tonight. They had 35 tries, if I'm not mistaken. And they've upped that to 39 tries, and the chance of maybe 40. Paddy Jackson, I understand, has been named as man of the match.
Well deserved as well, given the fact he's now playing 12. We see him exchange a word with Ian Humphreys, who again has cameoed beautifully at outside half.
Last minute of the game. There's the first bit done. Good take by Robbie Dyack. Nick Williams has that ball in there. Ulster churning forward. We're trying to squeeze another penalty out of Marius Maitreya. Here they go again. In goes Van der Merwe. Marshall has a wee glance to see who's outside him. Jackson has moved to 10. Humphreys. Here's Luddick. Away to Gilroy. Now this could be interesting. Little step by Gilroy, and again he's giving it all. He wasn't held. Still there for Ulster. Dyack thunders forward. Oh, he's half a metre away. So close. Into touch. Was that knocked forward? And the referee says it doesn't matter. What a finish to this game. Well, value for money at Ulster headquarters with a single shot of redoubt. And Ulster, what it looked as if it was going to slip from the grasp. Chris Henry came on and played his bit. Paddy Jackson was outstanding on his first game for such a long time. It was all started off with this man, Craig Gilroy. And Ulster landed 3 more tries. The last one and the decisive one from this little fella, Paul Marshall. A nice little cameo by Ulster's replacement scrum half. And what a finish to the game. Well, how great it is to see him back playing, and he's talking to Ellis Jenkins, and be a smile on Chris Henry's face, and more to come from him, Tony, which is very important.
Yeah, very much so, and shows the degree of camaraderie in this game. The Cardiff guys all coming up and welcoming him back, and Ulster surviving a little bit of a speed wobble in that second half. And fair play and fair dues to Cardiff as well, Jim, because they were out of the game at half-time, came back really well in the second half with 2 or 3 very good scores of their own.
Well, how nice to see Paddy Jackson and Gareth Anscombe having a chat. I'm sure their paths will cross in the unfolding seasons. What a game here. What a result. Ulster have won it. It was a bit wobbly, but they come back in style. Final score, Ulster 36 and the Cardiff Blues 17.
Well, Andrew Trimble and Maurice Field have been enjoying an absolute thriller here at the Kingspan Stadium this evening. Louis Luddick, what a performance tonight, Andrew.
Yeah, Louis was outstanding tonight. He was one of the guys who sort of just It just encapsulated that Ulster performance. It was dogged. We worked hard for each other.
And Paddy Jackson, deservedly man of the match this evening.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was between Louis Ludican and it was between Jacko. I just think Jacko's first half performance, his control, the width that he brought into the game, the vision, the soft hands, in his decision making is what Ulster have been missing maybe for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And a beautifully sublime pass to Scholesy there in the corner.
It was his passing game tonight, Andrew, wasn't he? Really seemed to move the back line with great speed, great precision.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it just looked like he got out there and just rolled the roost. He just called the shots and he organised everything. And to be fair, Ian Humphreys came on at the end and did something very similar. So it's great to see those guys both just pulling the strings, organising everything and giving us a good set piece, good go forward and good structure.
And Cardiff got themselves right back into the game, but I'm sure Ulster must be absolutely thrilled with the way they responded when the game looked like it could slip away from them.
Yeah, I mean,